In today's video, I'm going to be stuffing my very first paycheck of December. I do get paid bi-weekly, however, after I account for all expenses and bills for the 2-week pay cycle, I then take my paycheck and divide it in half and cash stuff weekly. Let me know how you guys are doing down below. As we progress a little bit further in the video, I'll kind of explain my struggles, but let's jump right into counting the cash. I have one of the lower amounts so far. I have $186. Let's just make sure that it is all there. Okay, so we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 145, 50, 60, 70, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So $186. Okay, so we have all of the money in the cash tray. I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. What I'll first start with is pulling out my rollover. I was hospitalized, so I really didn't have to dip into my groceries. I did dip into this money for like takeout and stuff like that. I just was not well enough to grocery shop and make meals and that sort of thing. So let's see here. So we have grocery that is left. Okay, so for rollover in my cash wallet, I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we will put the rollover in the back here. I think moving forward, I may have a different plan for rollover. I may kind of build it up. That way I can cash stuff, maybe like a bonus cash stuffing, like savings challenges or something. I thought that would be a lot of fun. Let's start with our long-term savings binder. And we are going to stuff new home. I'm kind of having to reprioritize a little bit here. With my being hospitalized, I'm realizing I need to put more love into other categories and not be so focused on the now. I know the whole point in doing all this is kind of to be proactive with my money instead of reactive, and I'm just focusing on the here and now, what's like coming up now, but I'm not thinking a big picture, and I need to start doing that. So with that said, new home, I'm going to be adding $5. So new home has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like some of these categories have been stuffed once, if at all. This binder really does need more love. And then we are skipping right ahead to new car, because my car is 10 years old. It is inevitable. It's a Nissan. Nissan seems to have a lot of problems. So we're going to stuff 5. And, you know, reality is my car is not going to last forever. So we have $15 in new car. Car maintenance is going to be getting $5. I do need some work on it. I do need a tire. The car, just like this one, really does need more love. I don't want to be in a situation where it's like, ah, shit, and then I don't have the funds to cover it, and then I have to go into debt. I do not want to do that. So we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 75, 85. $85 in car maintenance. I mean, it's just been hard because I just started cash stuffing September 22nd of this year. Like I've mentioned many times before, I'm playing catch up in certain categories because reality is this month I do have my car insurance premium due, and it is a hefty dollar amount of $440 if I stick to what I have. Being that my car insurance re-upped in June, you know, I was playing catch up from all of those months of not saving. So I'm hoping that once that comes and goes, I can start to kind of relax a little bit in that category as far as not having to stuff so aggressively and be able to concentrate in other areas. So health, I did have money in it. Sadly, I did have to pull out of it Maybe when I get to my short term, I'll kind of explain what is going on with that. Vision, like these are things I need to start prioritizing my health. I really, really do. So it's getting 5 added. 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You know, and as you see, I did have to pull out of health. I had money in there. I had to pull for a prescription. It's really sad how my train of thought was going towards that stuff. And I'm really glad that I listened to some pretty amazing girls about that. So, dental is getting 5 as well. Look at us concentrating. It's not a lot. I don't have lots of cash stuff. So I'm doing what I can. But at least these are getting love. So we have 10, 15, we have 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. All right, so we will now move to the short-term binder. So the short-term binder. All right, so we're skipping ahead. I did take out the Thanksgiving one that I had in here, and I added in Christmas. What this category really is going to be money to, oh, I put it out of order, but that's okay. It's going to be money to help towards Thanksgiving with my family, like any dishes or anything of that nature that I need to buy. So Christmas is getting 5. Let's back up a little bit. Okay, so backing up a little bit, I'm going to do $6 out of the rollover money for online shopping. 4, 5, 6. And online shopping is just a generalized category. If there's things that I need to purchase, such as like Amazon or things of that nature, it's not necessarily like a shopping spree for clothing. What I'm saving right now is for chocolate malts powder, Starbucks brand, hopefully. And I'm really sorry. I did just have an endoscopy and my voice is a little bit weird. When I was flossing and everything last night, you know that little punching bag thing in your throat? That's what I call it. Well, when I was investigating my mouth, I realized that it's actually very bruised. It's black and blue. Yeah, that's why my voice sounds a little different. I'm not sick. It's just, you know, my throat is recovering. Okay, so online shopping, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have quite a ways to go before I can get chocolate malt powder for my coffee. I mean, at-home coffee is definitely a much cheaper alternative to having coffee, so I definitely want to try to save for that. Gifts. I am not participating in Christmas this year, sadly. However, my nephew, when I see him on Christmas, he is a kid, so I definitely do want to get him something. But we all, like my siblings and my mom and everybody, decided that we won't be participating. I'm also saving for a gift for my mom. My mother's birthday is December, so like I have been contributing to birthday gifts and everything, but Christmas, you know, we all have what we need. I don't need to go into further debt and put more stress on myself, especially now that I have medical bills, to be buying gifts. I love gift giving, but reality is, you know, I'm in a hole here with debt and I have medical bills coming up. Like, I'm just not in a place where this year's a good year to really be spending on gifts. So, okay, so 10 being added. So we have 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Hopefully I can beef this up. Christmas will be here before you know it. Car insurance. Sadly, I cannot ignore this category that my premium is due December 20th. $40 is being added. So we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 50, 65. So $365. Trying to get this to $440 if I cannot find anything that is less expensive. Debt. I am using this category to debt snowball, though I don't know if my focus will need to change and hold off on that with everything that is going on, but I will go ahead and do it. I want to put a little bit in each month extra. I don't know. I have to think this through how I'm going to pivot and deal with this. I am color coordinating each month. That way I can kind of keep track how much money in a single month that I've added extra. November was great. I was able to do 100. October I was able to do 60. So far in December we will do 20 to start. Okay, so, and this is from the Suns and Roses shop. Oh, this thing is so pretty in person. I'm just not doing it justice. But the colors are so vibrant and beautiful in person. And it tells you how much you've saved as you go along. So $180 extra debt. Sadly, I'd love that to be more. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so let's add that $20 in here. Okay, and this is kind of where I wanted to pause. So we have the hashtag Stacy's 80s cash stuffing party. So this was kind of a thing, an idea by Liz and Les, as well as Golden Girl Budgets. I guess it's more so Liz and Les. She had this idea of having this like 80s themed party. She loves the 80s. And please, anybody join along. This challenge was made by Stacy from Coffee and Budget. Love her. She's so sweet. They all are. Tracy's awesome because she gave away, I think it was like 20 of these to people, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get one. So thank you again, Tracy. Very much appreciated. I did not have a purpose for this category, but being everything that is going on, I think that's going to change. So just to kind of throw in my little story very quickly. Boombox. I was born in the 80s. I relate to the 90s. However, I do remember having a boombox, and obviously we didn't have CDs in the 80s, but in the 90s when we did, I could remember my little CD changer boombox thing that I had. I would put the CD in. I mean, this even is cassettes too, technically. I would do this. I would play the song a little bit at a time. I'd write the lyrics out on a sheet of paper. I'd pause it. I'd rewind it, play it, rewind it, play it, and like write the lyrics as I went along. And that was how I would try to understand the lyrics to songs so I could sing along. You know, we didn't have Google back then to just look the lyrics up. Makes you appreciate Google a lot more. So I wanted to add the $20 rollover that I had to this. I'll kind of get into what I'll be using this for, but let's just count it up. And I'm almost done. I just have these few remaining here. All right, so we have 10. Oh, no, we do not. I love when I do that. And I have it out of order. Always a good time. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. Okay, that is super awesome. Okay, so let's talk about this. I did not have a purpose. I had ideas, but given recent events, once I complete this challenge, I'm going to move it over to my health envelope. So I guess I'll kind of say what had happened. It's kind of an ongoing thing. And I really do appreciate the women in this budgeting community. We have like a messaging group message thing going on. And the week of Thanksgiving, Tuesday, I woke up at like 6 in the morning in excruciating pain. Honestly, at first I thought it was me having a super empty stomach and that I was just super hungry. It was like my stomach was in knots. I felt like I was being gut punched. So I went down and I got food and whatever. It got worse as time went on, almost dropping to the knees in pain worse. Pain lasting 12 hours. By the time work rolled around, I called out of work. I sucked it up. I went back to work the following day because we were getting out early Wednesday in preparation for Thanksgiving. I'm fortunate enough to where I'm able to get off on Thursday, Friday, and get out early on Wednesday, the week of Thanksgiving. Sucked it up. It was fine. Had a little bit of pains here and there. Went down, visited my family, and had Thanksgiving. Wonderful time. Love them. It was Friday and I was having some pains again. Very painful, but it was more tolerable, I guess. It kind of came and went. It was very bizarre. I didn't really know what to think of it. Saturday rolls around. I was in excruciating pain again. And all I could tell the girls was, I don't have my sinking funds beefed up yet. Something's not right. But I don't want to go to the hospital to have this looked at. And they were like, put your health first. Seriously, don't think about that other stuff. And they're right. Sadly, what was preventing me from going were the thoughts of, I didn't have time to build up my sinking funds. I, at the time, had $5, which I no longer have because I had to get a medication for everything that was going on. So that was a big factor. The other factor was I knew I was going to be there in pain for a really long time. And it was just it was a very bougie purchase to have to make, to just be in pain, and probably nothing would come of it. I did end up going. It was 5.5 hours before I was able to finally see a doctor of some sorts. Excruciating pain still, because like I said, when I'm in this pain, it's 12 hours. It's 7.5 hours and I'm still in the emergency room that I was given. And I had to reach out finally and say, is there something you can do? I'm in so much pain. So they gave me morphine. First time, that was quite an interesting experience. But I had all these tests done. I had an ultrasound, CT. By the time I had the CT, I was pretty high. Not gonna lie. I eventually, with the tests they were running, they admitted me to the hospital. So I stayed, and while I was there, in their findings so far of what they had seen that it was whispered down the lane sort of stuff with what was wrong with me. It depended on who you talked to, what time of day. The story was constantly changing. Their focus was, it appears that there's some things showing up with your gallbladder. It might be sludge, but their concern was my stomach. My stomach was bleeding. Their belief was that's why I was in pain. So I'm no longer allowed to take ibuprofen or Excedrin. I often talk about my terrible migraines that I have. I usually suffer in silence and don't take anything. But when I do, lately it's been Excedrin, that sort of thing. I used to pop ibuprofen like Tic Tacs back when I had COVID in 2021 because I had a fever for 10 straight days that I could not control. So that could have been my doing. But what they say about that stuff, like ibuprofens, Advils, Excedrins, whatever the drug names are for that, it's true. That stuff rips you up. So basically their thought process was whenever I were to go eat, my stomach acids would be reactive and it was, sloshing against an open wound. I ended up getting an endoscopy and they discovered that I had a polyp inside of my gallbladder, but that wasn't really the reasoning for the pain. Well, today I went and had a follow-up with my doctor. I have since had really excruciating pain lasting 12 hours. Like the other day, I could not fall asleep until after 5 a.m. And his belief was just kind of what our thought process was, mine and my family, because my sister had emergency gallbladder surgery on Thanksgiving, 3 Thanksgivings ago. And she all along was like, no, I really think it's your gallbladder based on where you're describing the pain. He said the same. He feels that the reason for my pain is gallbladder. And so it is still possible that I need to have surgery. So I have upcoming tests this December. Really freaked out by all of it because, I guess that's kind of why we cash stuff is, to prepare for these expenses. Sadly, I was not in a position to where I am prepared. However, if I'm able to work something out when all of the bills start rolling through, then that will be better than at least having debt, I guess, and putting it on a credit card and paying 30% interest. Like if I can work out some sort of payment plan or something of that nature, that would be great. Yeah, after speaking to my doctor today and my family history and everything, he said that the upcoming tests are just to kind of see, because like there's the initial looking at the gallbladder and seeing if you have gallstones, and then there's also like people, they just have poorly functioning gallbladders. Nothing I can do about the pain. Still in pain. I just have to manage it in my diet right now with staying away from certain foods, staying lower fat, that sort of thing. So anyways, I'm going to need to find out a way to pivot and try to put more focus on really the bare necessities, which in my mind I've kind of been doing all along. I've been sticking to the things that I need so far. I don't wish this pain on anybody. Let's do the cash wallet here. Groceries is getting its typical $60. Have to muster up the energy to go to the store. I'm cutting out things that I normally would stuff for. Coffee is getting $6. Like I'm not doing takeout this time around. But a coffee is fine. Dining, oh sorry, like I said, dining out is not getting anything. Gas is getting $10. Okay, household is getting $5, and this is technically a sinking fund. So household has $20. This is things for like toilet paper, paper towels, things of that nature. And miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is getting $5. I like to stuff for this category for just that, miscellaneous. Like I don't necessarily have a category for it, or maybe I'm slightly under and I just need to pull. Like last week I didn't quite have enough for my medication, so I pulled from health and miscellaneous to be able to pay for my medication. And I already pulled out all of my receipts. Guys, if you do not have Fetch, do yourself a favor, download it. Information is in my description. It's awesome. So you scan any receipt that you have and you earn points back for it. And sometimes there's like bonus points that you get. Maybe there's a brand that's being highlighted in that week and they'll throw you extra points. But you do also get bonus points when you sign up under my referral. Plus, if you get other people to sign up and scan a first-time receipt, then you get points from them also. So really, if you are able to talk a bunch of your friends into it, you could get probably a free gift card pretty easily. And it's redeemable for so many things like general Visa cards or restaurants or stores or entertainment, that sort of things. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a red heart down below. Let me know how you guys are doing, and I hope you guys have a great one. Bye.